Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Okay, so pretty much I'm here to talk to you all about the BBL surgery that I got, but I'm gonna do a little backtrack or whatever to let you know everything. So about a couple years ago, like 2017, I was super duper skinny. I was like 105 pounds. I'm 5'5", so that's like really small. And I'll insert some pictures at the end of the video. So I was calling around different surgery places because, you know, I wanted me a little booty, a little hips or whatever. I was very insecure. And that was one of my biggest insecurities, like seriously. And so I called around different surgery centers and I, told them my height, my weight. And they told me that I need to gain weight first before I can get the surgery. So I was a little discouraged. But you know what? That didn't stop me. I searched around to find ways to gain weight, and I found Apetamin, which I'm sure you all already know about. This right here, this is like magic in a bottle. So I took it, and like my first week, I gained 7 pounds. Like basically, you take it like 3 times a day, 2 to 3 times a day. And at first, you're like really sleepy and drowsy the first couple of days, but then after that, like you would eat like bruh, I was eating like crazy, and I gained like 7 pounds my first week. That's like basically that's me gaining a pound a day, and then within a month I gained 24 pounds, and then within I don't know, like I was just, taking it. And I'm not gonna lie, like it did give me a stomach, but you know what, I also had got the butt that I wanted. So I started working out because I noticed that my stomach was getting really big. And that really didn't do anything. I still had like a little pudge that kind of gave me another insecurity. So I decided, what, let me call back. I got this weight, I'm like 145 pounds now. Let me try to get my surgery, get this pudge away, and then also add a little hip, you know what I'm saying? So I called and I found Mia Aesthetics. They're in Miami. I gave them my height and weight. They told me to gain like 10 more pounds or whatever like that. And that was cool. I found the doctor, Dr. Mejio. But just to rewind back a little bit, when you're looking for a doctor, you have to make sure that the doctor is licensed. In Miami, they have like surgery centers everywhere. They're all competing with each other, so the prices are a little low compared to like other places. But also a lot of the doctors there, the reason why they have a lot of facilities have like a high death rate is because a lot of the doctors they're not really licensed to do the surgery. Like there's doctors that do BBLs that are actually dermatologists, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what, they can get away with that. So you really have to find the doctor that you're looking for. I will go on Real Self, look at reviews, go to the American Board of Plastic Surgery, put in the doctor's name. If that doctor is not listed on there and it doesn't say all their certifications or licenses and the last time they were reinstated, don't go to the doctor if you don't see none of that on the website. If you can't find them, do not go to that doctor, because yes, you want your butt, you want your hips, you want your flat stomach, you want this, you want that, but you also want to come out of the surgery alive. There are a lot of people who, sad to say, they do pass away from getting these surgeries. And it's not all on the doctor. There's some people that lie about their medical history, which is another thing. You have to just tell the truth. Tell the truth. If you got heart problems and you want the surgery, just tell the truth. Let the doctor know, and they'll determine whether or not you're able to still get the surgery. Like, for example, so when you first do it, you have to do like a consultation. So you take pictures. So I took pictures of like naked, front, back, side to side, and I emailed it to them. Then they asked you to do a questionnaire. On the questionnaire, they're asking you, your birthday, your age, your height, your medical history. And with me, I had to get some cells froze off of my my cervix or whatever, that could have been, I guess, not really cancerous, but it was just like some abnormal cells, and I had to get it froze off my cervix. And I put that on, even though it has nothing to do, that's not like no heart problems or nothing serious. I still put it on there just because I wanted to lay it all out on the table, you know what I'm saying? And you know, they asked me, I would have to get pretty much approval from my gynecologist. So that's just like an example. Like if you have heart problems and you don't want to say that you have heart problems because you really want the surgery, it's best to just say it, or just any type of health issue that you have, just say it, and they'll just have your doctor approve you off when it's, you know, close to surgery day. So yeah, pretty much. So after I did all the questionnaires or whatever like that, they just gave me a list of different vitamins and stuff that I have to take or whatever a day or whatever like that until it's time for surgery. I took vitamin C. I took this I had to drink this stuff to boost my iron levels. I forgot what it's called. I'll insert a picture of it at the end of the video. I can't think of it at the top of my head. But yeah, they give you stuff. They give you a list of things that you need to take to get your body ready for surgery day. So that's what I was doing, and I was also in the process of also gaining a little bit, you know, more weight or whatever, which was kind of hard. So by the time it was my surgery day, I wasn't the way that I wanted to be. I wanted to be 160 by the time it was time to have surgery. I was 145 at first, but when I went into surgery, I was only like 147. So yeah, pretty much just leading up to it, I was really nervous. Like, they have different surgery pages that you can look on as well while you're on your journey of getting your surgery. And I tell you, like, it's very informational. You learn a lot between getting recovery houses. You have to find a recovery house that you want to go to, or if you're going to get an Airbnb, or if you're going to go through a hotel. You got to find who you're going to do for your massages, because you have to get massages, because after surgery, you're very swollen with fluid, and they have to like massage the fluid out or whatever. So just speeding up, when it got like the day before my surgery, we were on our way to Miami, and when I tell you, I was so nervous, like super duper nervous. I did not eat at all the whole day, and then finally when I decided to try to eat, because they tell you at the consultation, or the day before you go pre-op, they, you know, tell you, you know, you can't eat after a certain time. I couldn't eat after, I think, midnight. So, you know, I got home, I tried to eat me like some pizza or whatever, which was okay, but I was so nervous. I was so nervous. I had an anxiety attack. Like, I remember laying down, I had got an Airbnb. I remember laying down and, you know, trying to fall asleep. I finally fell asleep. I woke up coughing, choking. I couldn't breathe. The next thing you know, I'm throwing up. Like, I don't know. I was so freaking scared. I was so scared. And I think I was so scared because I just wanted to make sure I didn't die. Like, surgery is super serious. And I trust my doctor, because my doctor, Dr. Mejio, is who I went to. He didn't have no deaths, no bad complaints, and he was a new doctor at the facility. He had a few years experience, but at the facility, he had just got to the facility or whatever like that. And, you know, I was just very, 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 very nervous. I was scared, you know. I was thinking about, like, my child, like I have a, you know, 4-year-old. And, you know, I want to make sure I wake up and I'm there for her. So it kind of just put me in a, I don't know, I was just really just in my head for real, thinking. And that's probably why I had the anxiety attack. But I calmed down or whatever. My surgery was at 11:30 in the morning. I woke up. I had to go to the facility, and I was so nervous. And when I went in there, it was like so many girls. It was girls hunched over. It was girls just standing up. It was girls sitting on their knees, and they all had surgery like days before. They were just there to get their massages, or they were there to do the doctor checkup or whatever like that. And I'm just sitting there like, are you okay? Man, when I swear to God, it was like blood. One girl had blood on the seat. It was blood on the floor. I was like, okay, this is kind of making me like, I don't think I want to do this. Is somebody gonna come clean this up? It's a little unsanitary, like, eh. But other than that, it was real nice inside. It's just, I could tell there was somebody there, and they were probably just leaking. But when I tell you, it was the longest wait of my life. My surgery was at 11:30. They finally pulled me in the back at like 12, something going on 1. they gave me like the little remote. I was watching Netflix in there, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so scared. I ain't have no service, so I couldn't text nobody and just try to have nobody calm my nerves. It was like, I don't even know. And finally they came in there, they gave me the IV or whatever. And you know, one thing that I do like about Dr. Mejia that really stands out to me, like in the surgery groups, you never really hear none of the girls talking about how the doctor was with them. Like they'll say, you know, the doctor was nice, but Dr. Mejia, he stood out because he actually prays with you before surgery. Like he'll ask you, like, do you want to pray? And I always told myself when it was my surgery day, I'm gonna pray with him just to calm my nerves. But when it got time to, I'm just like, no, it's okay. Let's just hurry up and get this thing on the road. Like I was so nervous, I didn't even want to pray. And I don't know, like he marked me up or whatever. He said that my right butt cheek was way smaller than my left butt cheek, which I knew because I'm left-handed. So like to me, I feel like everything on my left side is bigger than my right side. And he said that he'll even it out. And I didn't have a lot of fat. Like I had like a little pudge or whatever. And he said, you know, you don't have a lot of fat. I said, I know, just do, you know, the best you can. I don't want to, you know, I wish I would have gained a whole lot of more weight so that I could look more, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, he marked me up, you know, all on my back, my butt. We went in there, and the room was so bright. Like, the whole room was white, and the light was so bright. I'm just like, oh, my goodness, I'm really finna do this. Like, I am about to do this. I went in there, and I laid on the table, and I remember him just asking me a few questions, like, you know, where do you work? I told him where I worked. And then, you know, he's like, do you have kids? I said, I have one child. And he was like, I'm going to make sure that you wake up to her. And I was like, okay. Next thing you know, I was out. Mind you, I've never had any type of surgery. I've never been under anesthesia. So I was really scared about that also. And, yeah, I don't remember anything, you know, of course. But I woke up. When I woke up, I was on my stomach. And I just remember, like, opening my eyes. And I just remember, I just remember making that noise because I'm like, I didn't know. I was just so like confused. I just remember making that noise, and then I turned my head, and that's when a lady walked in, and she was like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and call your ride, and da-da-da-da. So, you know, they called my boyfriend, and I was waiting for him to come, and I wasn't in any pain. I was just uncomfortable because I was on my stomach, I guess, and I was scared to move around. And then I heard a lady next to me, she was screaming, and that shit scared the hell out of me. It scared the hell out of me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, so I guess when they take you out of surgery, I don't know how every other surgery center does, but with me aesthetics, when they take you out of surgery, you go into this room, and then, you know, there's other beds there for other girls coming out of surgery as well. But there was just one other girl or whatever. So she got me off the bed, the lady, and put me on the wheelchair. And I was scared because I thought that you're not supposed to sit on your butt at all. You are not supposed to sit on your butt at all after surgery. But they set me on my butt. And I was just like, nah, my butt, you better not fuck me up or whatever like that. But anyways, so, you know, I'm on the wheelchair. They rolling me outside. And when I got up or whatever, they helped me up, and I got in the back seat. Now, when you leave out of the surgery center, make sure that you have like some type of lining to go on your, especially if you're driving your car or a rental. Make sure you have like the shower curtain lining. I have like a blue shower curtain lining, and I already had it laid out in the back seat because you're full of blood and fluid. You don't want to mess up none of your stuff, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you have that. And so I got on that, and I laid on my stomach in the back seat, and, you know, we drove to the Airbnb. That ride was very uncomfortable, especially going over like speed bumps. That's when like the pain started coming, and I was in a lot of pain or whatever. And when we got out, I made sure that I had the shower curtain linings on the bed that I would be laying on as well, on top of like extra like blankets, so I don't mess up the stuff in the Airbnb. And I didn't even look at myself. Like, when you leave out of surgery, you can't take a shower. You can't change your faja. They give you a faja. Sometimes the faja is bigger than your normal size because you're gonna swell up. So they give you a faja, and I just had on like a big ass dress. I didn't know what size I was. I was gonna come out, so I just bought like an extra large big ass dress, and, you know, that was over top of my my faja or whatever. And, you know, I didn't even want to look at myself. I just wanted to lay down, and they gave me some Percocets, but it wasn't really that strong. And then on top of that, I didn't really want to take the Percocets because I didn't want to get hooked on it because I just hear stories. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to. So I had some Tylenol extra strength. I used that or whatever, which I don't like pills at all. I can't swallow pills, so I had to put like some applesauce. Eat like a little child, I know. Put the little pills in the applesauce, and that's how I took my pill or whatever. And I just went to sleep. I got out of surgery. It was like, I don't know. I don't even remember the time because I was supposed to get in at 11:30 and I got in late. But when I tell you, like, when I tried to get up, like throughout the night, if I had to go to the bathroom, it hurted to get up. So I needed help getting off the bed. And I was walking really slow. I couldn't really move or nothing. So I was walking slow. Tried to go to the bathroom. I fucking peed on myself. Mind you, them fucking fajas. Oh my goodness. Oh, excuse my language. Those fajas. You gotta, okay, so the fajas, they have like a little hole, you know, the vagina area so that you can go to the bathroom. But it sucks because sometimes you'll miss it and you'll end up peeing on the faja. And I did that a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. So it's best when you're getting things for your surgery to get you a urinal. But yeah, so I peed on myself and I couldn't even change my faja because they tell you that you can't change nothing. So I'm bloody, soaked, and then I peed on myself a little bit on the faja. On the faja. So I was just aggravated or whatever. But I couldn't even do nothing. I couldn't move. So I just did what I had to do and I just laid down. Like I had to suck it up, basically. And the next day is when you have your first post-op appointment with the doctor. I went in, you know, he checked me out, and he told me I could take the faja off. I took it off, and that's when I finally got to see my body in the mirror. And when I tell you that body was motherfucking banging. I was so swollen though, like my waist and everything was snatched, and then like in this area right here, it was like so swollen. My butt, my hips was so swollen, and it was so bruised up. I was purple, and I was just like, oh my goodness. But he checked me, checked my incisions just to make sure that everything looked good, and then I was able to put in my new faja and change out my compression socks because my compression socks was soaked with blood or fluid or whatever it was. I don't know, but it was red. And he told me, you can go home and change clothes or whatever. So I got home and took me a nice shower. But when I tell you, it was just, I don't know, like the water, I made sure it was warm. I had to have help bathing. But yeah, it was straight. Like I couldn't stand in the shower for too long. I started to get lightheaded if I stood up too long, so like I needed to lay down. So I couldn't take a long, good shower like how I wanted to, but I still got cleaned up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and they told me that you have to get up, every like couple minutes or every hour or so and walk around and keep your compression socks on because you don't want no blood clots or anything like that. So that's why I kept trying to get up and walk around, but I was just walking slow. I couldn't move how I wanted to move, and I didn't have no appetite. So I just drank Ensures because after surgery, you don't want to sit on your butt and you don't want to not eat. Because if you lose weight and you lose that good old fat that they just transferred and you had a chance to settle in, you're going to be devastated. So that was my main thing. So even though I didn't have an appetite, I still was trying to like at least drink some Ensures to keep, my calorie count up or whatever. Normally they want you to stay in Miami or wherever you go, at least for a week. I did not want to stay alone. I want to hurry up and get home. So my surgery is on a Friday. I left Sunday. And when I tell you that whole ride home was like, oh my gosh. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. So it was like, what, like a 4-hour drive? So like the whole ride was uncomfortable. I had to like stretch my legs. I had to keep trying to stand up in the car to stretch my legs. And mind you, I can't sit on my butt. So the whole ride, I'm either laying on my stomach or I'm kneeling on my knees, like, in the back seat. And every time you went over like a speed bump or there was an issue with the roads, it hurted so bad. It hurted really bad. I would like cry every time, literally. So I got there, when I got home, the whole healing thing. So didn't move around. The lady, my first massage. So the day I left the doctor's office and they checked me and I took a good shower. I had to go get my first massage, which is called a lymphatic drainage massage. And I went to Lemon Squeeze. Make sure y'all, if y'all get surgery, y'all go to Miami, book with Lemon Squeeze. She's like the best. Everybody goes to her. She's awesome, and she's so like jolly happy or whatever. She's really nice. So with that, what they do is she takes like a little pointy Q-tip type thing without the little cotton on it, and she had to poke where my incisions were to poke the hole open, and then like she squeezed and massaged and squeezed, and the fluid and stuff just came running down. And it sounds like okay, but when you're swollen and you just had lipo, that mess hurts. Like, I was getting hot. I was gonna cry. My eyes was actually watering. It just hurted really bad. I just couldn't wait for it to be over. They had to do my front and my back, but it's just important to get. And then also when you're at home and you're in the shower, it's best to do that as well, because you just want to get that fluid out, because it's really uncomfortable when you got a whole bunch of fluid in you, on top of you can't move around that much. So it just makes it very uncomfortable. So it's just best to do that as much as you can. So yeah, and so I went to Jackson, but I was trying to find another massage person like her, which was very hard. I ended up finding someone, but I didn't like how they tried to massage my butt. Don't touch my butt. I just had it done. I don't want no dents. I don't want nothing. I don't want no fat to be, no. And I had to tell her, like, lady, please don't, but you're swollen. No, I'm sorry. You get my stomach and my back. Do not touch my butt or my hips. So basically, so yeah, with that, so I couldn't really find nobody really good, so I just started doing the massages on my own in the shower, or like having my boyfriend help me. And I think it turned out well. I get like a measuring tape and just measure yourself to keep track of, you know, everything. Like, my waist now is 28 inches. My hips are 42. Now, it was a 41, but I guess with me eating and, you know, your fat eventually fluffs out. They call it the fluff fairy when everything gets a little bit bigger. So I guess that's what happened. I tried really hard not to sit on my butt. I think I waited until like 4 months after my surgery. My surgery's in November. I waited 4 months after my surgery, and that's when I started sitting on my butt. Now, I was driving, but I used the BBL pillow. And, you know, you could use the BBL pillow to drive. That's where you're sitting pretty much on your thighs. It's uncomfortable, but if you gotta go somewhere, you gotta go somewhere. Just don't sit on your butt. Just wait as long as you can. I've heard of some people sitting on their butt immediately and nothing happening, but I didn't want to take that chance, especially if I just paid all this money. By the way, my surgery I paid was like $5,600, which isn't bad at all. It's not bad at all. I think Dr. Mihil's prices have went up. His prices went up when he did Cambella's surgery from Love and Hip Hop. After he did her surgery, his prices, of course, skyrocketed, because, you know, she's a celebrity. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't sit on my butt or whatever. I didn't sit on my hips, because they always say your hips is the first thing to go. And a lot of girls say around like 10, 11 weeks they notice that their hips go away. And I got, you can get the slope or the shelf butt, or the slopey shelf. I got the slopey shelf. So the slope is where, you know, you see girls where it's like, okay, say this is their back, this is their butt. It goes like this, and they have that little, you know, and then there's like the shelf where it's like, and then like they have a little, you know what I'm saying? So like the kind of butt you could sit a cup on, that's a shelf. And I wanted a slopey shelf, so it was kind of like, you know, a little bit of with still a little bit of you know what I'm saying? So that's what I got. And then when your hips, they say you can get the hips or lats. You know, your hips, you know, waist, and then, you know, your hips are like right here. But with the lats, it's like a little bit higher. So I can't explain it. Who has lats? You can see Kimbella has the hips and the lats. So if you see how her body looks, that's what I had asked for. Because I didn't want to just risk just getting hips and they end up going away. Because a lot of girls with hips, they have to go and get round 2s, round 3s, just for their hips to stick if you don't have none. So I didn't want to take that chance. I heard lats last a little bit longer. So yeah, I'm trying to think. So yeah, oh my gosh, let me tell you a mistake I made. So, okay, boom. So I'll insert some pictures of when I finally took my first picture, which was like a week post-op, and I had on this green dress, and my body was like, oh my God, like my hips was sticking out. I was like, yes, this is my body. But after a while, I guess I fell in love with the swollen look, because after my swelling started to go down, my hips went down a little bit. It did. But I still got a little bit of hips, but it's not as big as it was when my body was swollen. So I missed the swollen look. But yeah, so like, one of the mistakes I made was I had to go to the bathroom really bad. And I was trying to like rush to the bathroom, and so, you know, you can't sit down on your butt. So how I would use the restroom, I would like not sit on the toilet, just like squat a little bit, but don't sit on the toilet. And I missed and wasn't paying attention and actually sat down, and my left cheek, I just knew that I lost some fat there because it was burning. And come to find out, like, after I done healed, I have like a small little dent, but it makes my butt look a little natural, so I kind of like it now, or whatever like that. Oh, it's a mental thing. When you're going through your recovery, you got to be very strong, because you'll have some days where you're just really, really discouraged. Like, there's days where I felt like my butt was super duper small, and then there's days where I feel like my stomach looked really, really big. And then there's days where I feel like I lost weight. And then there's days where I couldn't move around, so I couldn't clean the house how I wanted to clean the house. And it just messed with my head. Excuse my language. It just messed with my head. And it just, I don't know, I would cry. Like, I remember this one day, I was probably like a few weeks post-op, and I was trying to sweep the floor, and I couldn't get it. And when I tried to I started crying because I was still in a lot of pain. And I just got really, really mad and really, really sad. So it's best, like, when you're going through your recovery, like, every now and then try to do some stretches, because the more you stretch, this is something that my massage person told me, lemon squeeze. Every once in a while, do like this, or, you know, do a little bit of this slowly, and each day you'll be able to move more. That really helped me. I couldn't even go to the bathroom by myself, y'all. Like, when I tried to go to the bathroom, I couldn't wipe myself. I needed help every time to wipe. And I remember this one time, my boyfriend was gone, and it was just me and my daughter. And I needed her to help me wipe. And she's 4 years old. So I'm like, Genesis, can you come here? And she's like, what, mommy? And I'm like, can you wipe me? And she was like, ugh, no. I was like, please. She was like, mommy, no, that's nasty. And I'm like, really? I used to wipe you. She didn't want to do it. I'll start to cry, because I'm like, bro, I'm not going to leave this bathroom. Like, bro, I need somebody to wipe me. And I had to wipe myself, and it was so much pain trying to, like, stretch back to wipe. And it took me a long time, but I got the job done. So get you some wet wipes, you know, or whatever like that to help you. But yeah, a lot of people was like, when I was like 2-3 months post-op, people were telling me, you know, get out the house, you need to go places, everybody else gets out and goes, and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, I don't want to risk, because for one, I don't want to be uncomfortable. I'm still not sitting down, so I don't want to look stupid at an event and I'm standing up the whole time, you know what I'm saying? Or I just didn't want to be out. And then for one, I keep swelling up. Like, I stopped wearing my faja like the first week. It just wasn't for me. So I started wearing a waist trainer and a stomach belt, because I didn't want to squish my hips or my butt. I did at first cut the sides of my faja out so that it doesn't compress on my hips. But then I kept peeing on myself with that stupid faja. So I just was like, you know what? So I just got a waist trainer, and then I got the sweet sweat belt, and that's what I wore to just make sure that I keep my stomach compressed, because you have to compress. I also had a backboard, and then I had an ab board. So it's always good to compress, because that's how you get your shape. You gotta mold your shape. You just can't get the surgery and think, oh, I got the surgery, I'm out here, let me get out, not wear none of my waist trainer, not wear my backboard, my ab board, because those are the girls whose bodies be looking botched. They just get their surgery and they just get out and do as they please like nothing happened. That's how they be botched, and they be trying to go back for round 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So when you after your surgery, compress, wear your ab board, wear your backboard, take a little break. The streets gonna be, you know what I'm saying? The streets gonna be out here when you get back. Take a little minute to recover. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. When I finally decided to start going out, I still will wear my waist trainer and everything, and you know, it just looked kind of crazy wearing it with certain clothes. That's why my main reason why I stayed in the house also. But yeah, so I wanted to start gaining a little bit more weight. I'm 155 now. Thick. I'm 155 now or whatever, and my stomach is still flat. I had to go back on the Apetamin because about a couple weeks after surgery, I didn't have an appetite, and I was scared I was gonna lose my good fat, because you know, after surgery, the first couple of months is really like serious, because you could lose your fat can die off, and fat's gonna die off regardless. But to minimize how much fat dies off, be careful and don't sit on your butt, don't lay on your sides, none of that. So I could tell a slight difference of how my butt looked right after surgery versus now. It's maybe a little bit, no, actually, it looks about the same size. I think it's because I gained some weight. Like my measurements before I was 28 inches on my waist, and on my hips I was 41. And now I'm 28 inches when I'm not swollen, and I'm 42 on my hips. So they grew or whatever. I started going out, and you know, I go out now. I'm almost 7 months post-op. They say don't judge too hard on your body the first 6 months. After 6 months is when you can, if you don't like something, you can, you know, go do a round 2 with your doctor, or have them fix the issue, or that's when you really see your results. At 6 months, 6 to 12 months is when you see what your body really is gonna look like. There are some days where if I'm out and I'm drinking a lot, I'll end up swelling up, but it's not as bad as it used to be. I just swell up a little bit, like I have like a little pudge, but it goes away, you know, after I compress and everything. So I try not to drink as much, and I drink a lot of water. But I love my body now. I do wish that my hips were a little bit bigger. I have done some research on some injections that I could get, so I'm thinking about that, but I think I'm gonna just wait, because you know, my body is still healing. My incisions, I keloid, so I didn't think about this. Like, not always, like with my piercing, like I had a dermal in my throat. I don't know if you can see it, but I keloid there, and I had my back dermals pierced. My back dimples pierced with the dermals, and I keloided there too. So I don't know why I didn't think that my skin would keloid after the incisions. So I have an incision here, I have an incision here, I have an incision here, and I have 2 on my lower back, and I have 1 in my middle of my back. And yeah, they keloided. It's ugly. So I'm working on that. I'm gonna go to a dermatologist or whatever. But I think I want to wait, just in case I get around to. But I've been putting, I wasn't really putting nothing on it, so that's probably why it healed the way it healed. But now I'm putting tea tree oil on it, and it kind of helped, like it flattened it a little bit, but it's still there. Yeah, I'm gonna insert some pictures of how it looks. Let me see if I can stand up. I don't know if you could tell, like, let me see. Can you, you see a little, and it look like it jiggle now. It jiggle. I love it. It gave me a little more confidence. But yeah, when it comes to your surgery, make sure you're taking your vitamins that you need to take. Make sure, you know, you got who you're gonna go to for your massages. Make sure your doctor is certified, and make sure they don't have no deaths. Because when I was going through them surgery pages, and what kept scaring me, sometimes I have to like take a break from the surgery Instagram or take a break from the surgery Facebook pages, because people was dying. People was dying, and it scared the heck out of me. So just make sure, you know, you don't lie about your medical history. Make sure your doctor has no deaths. Make sure there's good reviews. You don't want to walk out botched, you know what I'm saying, and have to pay more money to get fixed up. But you should have been right the first time. Make sure you get your Brazilian butt pillow. Make sure you get a whole bunch of I can't think of the name. I bought a whole bunch of like dog like, you know, when you have a dog, like the little blue square things that you put, like the little pad, the big things you can put on your floor and stuff if you have a dog. I bought a whole bunch of those to put like on the bed and on my in the back seat of my car for when I would sit down fresh out of surgery because of the leakage. So make sure you buy a whole bunch of those. Make sure you get like a shower curtain lining to put on the bed or on the back seat of the car so you don't mess nothing up when you come out of surgery. Make sure you get you some tea tree oil to put on your incision scars, or some aloe vera plant. You could do that as well. I did that like once, which is why I probably got the scars looking ugly, because I should have did it more. Yeah, just, you know, have faith and everything works out. If you have any questions, specific questions, you can all just comment and I will do another video and I will answer everything. I'm trying to think of everything. I can't think of nothing else. I hope I covered everything, but if not, just, you know, put some questions in the comments and I'll do another video. I think that's all. I'll be doing more videos on a lot of things like my day-to-day life, or when I'm taking trips, a few future things I'm thinking about doing with myself. So just stay tuned. I'm really cool.